I want to thank everyone for all of the feedback that you've been sending me. That's awesome. I love it. I'm here for you. So if you have feedback, if there are things you'd like to see, things you'd like us to cover, problems you have you'd like us to try to address, message me. I love to hear from you, and I really do use those comments in preparing the videos. With that in mind, for this week's photographer video, I've done two things based on comments. People are loving the shorter workouts. So today's workout is going to be another 7-minute workout. And in addition, I'm hearing a lot of folks tell me that their hips are bothering them. They're sitting a lot more than they had been in the past, and they're just not getting as much hip action. So things are tight, things are sore. So I added a special hip stretch at the end of this that I know you're going to love. So let's get started. All you will need for today's workout is a chair. And we'll show you how we're going to modify using the chair as we get into this. The major structure of today's video is going to be a Tabata style. So that means you work for a certain period of time and then you rest a little bit. I know people love to hear that rest word, but it's only 10 seconds of rest, and we'll be doing 30 seconds of work for 7 minutes. So it's short, get the work done, get your body stronger, get your body healthier. Let's get started. Grab your chair, meet me back here. All right guys, let's get right into it. For today's workout, because we're going to be doing this on a timer and working for 30 seconds and resting for 10, I'm going to start a timer that I have on my laptop that's off screen here. So you'll hear the beeps, and I will also let you know when it's time to change. So we'll get that started. First movement is going to be high knees. Remember, we'll start out slow. Here we go. Hear the beep. And go. If you want to pick this up, this is your workout. If you want it to be a little faster, a little higher, we're trying to get that hip action in there again. So opposite hand, opposite leg. If you want to put a little jog into it, you can do that as well. Make this your own. This is your exercise time. 24 seconds in, guys. Almost there. Rest for 10 seconds. The next movement will be jumping jacks. You can either do the jump jack or the step jack, either way. So either this or whatever suits you better. Remember, 30 seconds of work here. Getting that heart rate up, body temperature up, everything is moving. And rest. See, 30 seconds isn't a long time. Next one is going to be a squat and then a press overhead. So here we go. Squat, reach, squat, reach. Good. Adjust your feet however you need to, so you can get a good deep squat there. Awesome. Again, we're not here to speed race this. We're getting these joints and muscles moving. Awesome. Our rest. Next movement is going to be a push-up. You do this on your knees, against the wall, whatever works for you. Keep your back flat. If you're doing it against the wall, it'll be looking like this. Make sure that your wrists and shoulders are in line and that your elbows aren't out, they're in. And rest. Okay. Next movement is going to be a lunge back and a knee raise. Alternate. Back, up. If you need to use your chair to hold on to for this, feel free. Take your time with this. Really is a balance exercise. If you can't go that low in the lunge, do what you can do. Again, it's your workout. See, that 30 seconds goes really fast. Okay, next one, a reverse crunch. Again, you can do this in the chair if you need to. You're going to be on your back, hands down, legs up and out. Doing this in the chair. You'll grab onto the chair sides, up and out. Very good. Next one, tricep dips. Make sure your chair is a sturdy chair before you do this. You're going to grab the edge of the chair. We don't want to be doing this with a folding chair. Your feet flat on the ground. Lower your butt off the chair a little bit. Dip down with your arms. If you're not comfortable doing that, you can always do a tricep kickback. If you have hand weights, you can use those for the kickback. All right, next one. Dead bug. Dead bug is on the ground. You can also do this on a sofa on your bed. Opposite hand, opposite foot goes down and up. This is a core exercise. Make it a little more challenging by picking your head up off the ground. Resist the urge to have both hands moving. Should only have one hand and one foot moving at a time. Awesome. Next movement, I'm going to stay right down here because the next movement is a bridge hold. What we're going to do, arms on the ground, feet flat on the ground, arch up into that bridge by squeezing your glutes together. And you're going to hold this for 30 seconds. If you have to come down and then try to go right back up. You're stabilizing your core and your back for that one. Wonderful. We're going to flip right over and we're going to do a plank for the next 30 seconds. You can either do your plank from the arm, make sure you're not up like this or arched like this, make sure you're flat. You can also do the plank from your elbows. Doesn't matter which way you do it, just make sure your back is flat and that you're engaging your core. Pull that belly button back to your spine, tighten those belly muscles, and come on down. Now the last one is a Superman. So we're going to lay flat on the floor, on our stomachs, and arms and legs will come off the ground like we're Superman flying. This is strengthening our back muscles. If you have to come down, rest for a second, go back up, go ahead and do that. These are muscles we don't use a lot, and we should. And you can hear the cheers in the background and the growl of the tiger. So that is the finish of our 7-minute workout. I encourage you to do a cool down for a few minutes, even if it's walking around your room, or if you're doing this outside, take a lap around your house. Make sure you hydrate. Make sure you drink your water, especially as it's getting hotter now. We want to make sure that we stay hydrated, very important. So take a minute to cool down, and we'll be right back with our hip stretch exercises. Meet me back here in a few minutes. Welcome everyone. In this video, we're going to look at some hip stretches that will help you if your hips are tight, if you've got achy hips, if you're having trouble lifting your legs a little bit because of range of motion. Hip strengthening, hip stretching is a really good place to start. So we're going to start out by coming down on the floor, laying on your back. I'll do it from the side first so you can see. And what we're going to do is we're going to 1 foot flat on the floor. We're going to bring the other leg up, cross that ankle over our knee, and the other knee is going to be at an angle. So you see that I've extended my hip flexor here. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to just use my hand to help, and I'm going to kind of rotate this hip flexor back and forth a little bit. I'm going to do this about 10 times here. And then I'm going to reach through the V that my leg is making and clasp my hands behind the other leg. And I'm going to bring that leg up as close as I can. Now I'm feeling this stretch in my hip and also in my hamstring on this leg. So you might get that feel. This is also stretching a small muscle that goes across your lower back. It's called the piriformis. And when that muscle gets tight, it can cause sciatic type pain. A lot of people confuse it with true sciatica when it's just the piriformis muscle being tight. So while you're pulling this muscle in, or pulling this leg in rather, you're going to hold it for about 10 seconds and then release. And come up for another 10 seconds. And release. And while you're holding your leg up, you can kind of roll around a little bit until you feel that stretch a little more. Kind of do some little circles. And then come down. We're going to switch feet. So this foot's going to go down. This one's going to come up and cross over this leg. And we're going to start right from the beginning. We're doing little circles with this leg to get this hip loosened up. And then we're going to reach through, clasp our hands on the back of the other leg, pull that leg in tight. Come down, rest for a second, pull it back in for another 10. And come back down. Release your feet. We're going to start with our feet flat on the floor. We're actually going to do some arches, or bridges rather. We're just going to come up, stretch that out, hold for 10, come back down. I'm going to do this 5 times. Come up, hold for 10, come back down. This is number 3. Hold for 10, come back down. 4, hold for 10, come back down, and 1 more. Come up, hold for 10, and come back down. We're going to sit up and switch around to the front. This time we're going to put the soles of our feet together into a butterfly position. For this, you want to be on your sit bones with your feet together. It doesn't matter how far down your legs go or your knees go towards the floor. You're just going to think pressing them down towards the floor. We're not going to use our hands. We're not going to force this stretch. We're just going to let gravity do its work while we're sitting up straight with a tall spine, holding onto our feet, and just letting gravity hold us down. We're going to hold this stretch for about 30 seconds. You're going to feel this not only in your hips and the outside area here, but you're also going to feel it on the inside of your legs, because those muscles are almost always tight. This is called a butterfly. And about 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Great. Now, we are going to come up. We're going to put our right foot flat on the floor. Come up on hands and knees so that I've got my right foot on the floor, my left knee on the floor. I'm going to bring my hands down on the inside of my right foot and push that left leg back. In yoga, this is called lizard. If you can't get all the way down like this, that's fine. However far you can get is great. I'm going to switch around and do it from the side for you so you can see what it looks like from the side. And we're just going to hold this for about 10 more seconds. Then we're going to take our right hand and turn our whole body towards the right and reach up to the ceiling. And then we're going to come back down. And we're going to do that 3 times. Reach. Come back down. 1 more time. Reach. And come back down. Now we're going to switch legs. So come on back with your right leg, bring your left leg up. Now your hands are on the inside of your left leg. Push that right leg back. So you've got lizard on this side. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds. Feel that stretch in your hip. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to take that left hand, turn to the left and reach. Come on down. 2 more times on that. We're going to reach, come back down, and once more. Reach, and come back down. Very good. Now we're going to come back out of this stretch. Over, I'm going to switch around again to the side, into a 90-90 stretch. So I've got 90 degrees here, 90 degrees here. We're going to hold this position, and you can hold yourself up with your opposing hand if you need to. If you don't need to, you can just hold and sit. If you can get both knees onto the ground, that's awesome. If you can't, do what you can. Not everybody's the same amount of flexible. So we're going to hold this for about 10 more seconds. Great. Now, if you can, we're going to come up on our hands and push the right leg back into what in yoga is known as pigeon. If you can't do this, stay in the 90-90. We're going to hold this for about 10 seconds. And then we're going to come out of this and we're going to switch sides. So we're going to go to the other side into 90-90. So again, and if you need to hold yourself up with your other hand, perfectly fine. If your knees don't both reach the ground, also perfectly fine. You're stretching from where you are today, and we're not always the same amount of flexible every day either. Some days you're going to be stiffer than others. And we go for another 10 seconds or so. Wonderful. Now we're going to come up on our hands, push back with our back leg, come up into pigeon on this side. You can move your hands around till you find that position. Again, if this is not possible for you, stay in the 90-90. Stay here for about 10 seconds. Wonderful. All right. Come back out of this and come on up. And this is a great hip stretching routine. It's a great way to end the day. If you find that you've been sitting a lot, even in the middle of the day, if you've had a day where you've been sitting for 4 hours straight and you need to get up, spend a couple of minutes doing those hip stretches, even a couple of them. It will help keep your hips a lot more mobile and a lot more comfortable. So thank you for joining me today, and I hope to see you soon. Please subscribe to my channel and visit my other videos. Also check out my website. Thank you and have a great day.